The cast of Supergirl and the executive producer.
Woo!
Welcome.
All right, all right.
Ask Sarah all the questions.
She knows.
We're gonna learn everything right now.
Have you guys read the scripts yet?
3 scripts, 3.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we can spoil a little.
Not really.
Well.
Whatever Sarah said.
I've only read 2, so don't ask me.
So how's the mood now? Like last Comic-Con, it was debuting, it was getting people behind it. Now you guys found a huge fan following. What's it like now?
It's been awesome outside. What's been really cool is seeing so many Supergirls, so many Supergirl costumes. That's awesome. Last year it was a little bit, as you say, people were just getting to know us. But I was out there yesterday, and you see girls as young as 5 and up to grown women wearing Supergirl outfits. It's just fantastic.
And a couple men. Really.
And some dogs.
Yeah.
I've seen some dogs,
Some
some
dogs.
puppies.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
And I've noticed too, like people have come up to me and said like that this cast has like changed their lives and affected their lives, and like I was really touched by that, and it makes it worth it, honestly.
Well, it was hugely important of the show to empower little girls. I remember you guys had a lot of conversation. Do you have any good moments you can share with any fun fans that have come up?
Yeah. The Chicago story, I think, is a really amazing story.
Yes.
I don't know if you both. We did a Comic-Con in Chicago, and
It was a family of 5, 3
it was
girls.
the mother, and then the husband, and then there were 3 little girls. And they came up, and we were doing the autograph signing, and they came through, and they went through Melissa's line, and then they came back, and they went through my line. And by the time, they had this wonderful conversation with Melissa, and I didn't know. And then they came over and had this wonderful conversation with me, and just the mom was talking about, how relevant the show was to her own family. She had 2 young daughters and then an older daughter she was 13, right?
She had been adopted.
She was adopted, and they had this really interesting dynamic in their household because she never felt like she belonged, and like she related so much to Kara. And to see the sister dynamic and to see it played out in a way that was realistic, where it's not like, oh, it's an adoptive family and everything's great, or the parents are awful and everything's terrible. It was just like, yeah, there's a struggle, but this girl identified so much with her, and she wrote the mother wrote the nicest letter,
Beautiful letter,
saying how what our show all together, what we're all doing and making is just like you're saying, Mikad, it's changing people's lives, and it's very.
And I think that's
humbling.
I think that's the charm of the show. It's it's fun, it's uplifting, it's Supergirl, it's capes, but it's also when she goes up the tree to save a kitten, it's a snake. And it's like, oh, like I have a snake. Well, I don't, but maybe if I did.
That was Melissa's least favorite stunt.
and you guys almost made me do it with a spider too.
Oh no!
And I said, I read that in the script, and I was like, I
You can get that in your contract.
I can't. But yes, and they changed it to a rat.
And lots of big changes. You guys are welcoming Superman. How does it feel to be a part of this new national city?
I mean, I wish this group had more fun. That would be nice.
We suck.
No, it's been. Today has been amazing. This is kind of my first day on the job, really. But I'm excited to get up there. These guys are great, and it's gonna be fun. It's crazy. Don't know what to expect. I've never played anything like this before, so it'll be.
Join the club.
Yeah.
Can either of you tease out what your relationship's like? We've only had hints of it in the last season.
I
Good,
can
bad?
say nothing. Nothing. I can say nothing.
Nothing at all.
No, look, I think that it was important for us to establish that Supergirl is about Supergirl and it's about Kara. But like all our shows are optimistic and hopeful and funny and have great action and all that stuff, but they're also about families. And this show in particular is about sort of the family that you choose and the family that as an adult you build. And yet it's also, I think for all of us, there's the family that we choose and there's the family that we have. And for Kara, the only part of her family that's left, now that Laura Benatti is full-time committed to playing Melania Trump, is Clark. And so now that we know Kara as well as we do, it feels like an important relationship to explore. It would seem strange not to.
And speaking of family, I mean, you guys just joined the CW family. When did you guys find out about that? Was it before all of us?
Not really.
No.
Interesting
It's about
story.
the same time.
I literally found out on Twitter. I think I might
Really?
have found out on Twitter.
I think I did too, if it makes you feel any better.
Yeah.
I found out from a text from one of you after you.
I found out in a group text from Kyler.
It was.
And my manager goes, "Yeah, you're going to see." I said, "Yeah, Kyler told me."
But look, it's super exciting for us. We're all, I can say, really grateful to CBS for launching this show and taking such good care of it and putting Melissa on the side of buildings all over the world. But it's also great to come to the CW. were able to do a little bit of a crossover with Flash last year, but all being on the same network, we're really going to have fun with crossovers. Yeah. And also, we're on a network that really understands superhero shows. They just have that experience. Arrow's going into its 5th season, Flash is in its 3rd season. And so there's a shorthand. You can kind of say to them, well, there's going to be a metahuman, and you don't have to stop and explain what that means. So there's just it's great, and they're so excited to have the show, and immediately this cast became part of their family, and they're just so thrilled. So it's nice to have that enthusiasm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we've met a lot of the castmates being here at Comic-Con on the other shows, and they've been super sweet and welcoming, and some have said, let's get together, let's show you the city. So it's really cool.
They said that to you?
They did say that to me.
Well, they do competitive karaoke up there, so they really need Jeremy.
Oh no,
they
do.
I see.
Oh boy.
Starting
Man band.
Watch out,
Man band.
You don't want to know about Man Band.
Well, I guess, the Supergirl Flash crossover was so fun. It was just fun. Do you think, is that what you guys are bringing to the rest of the CW family? What do you think Supergirl's going to bring that doesn't already have to the CW family?
I think it's a lot of that, and I think she's just intrinsically hopeful and bright and always finding the silver lining and never giving up. So I think that positivity is what we're bringing to the
Melissa.
table.
and I think it's we're bringing a show with us from CBS that the whole family can watch together, and I don't think that's going to change.
No.
So that's one of the great things about the show.
And it's nice to have a nice uplifting superhero show.
Totally.
The world is a dark place. It's nice to bring a little joy and lightness.
Yep.
And, I think we all owe great debt of gratitude to Dick Donner's Superman and to Christopher Reeve. And then there's a little bit of Working Girl in there. And so there's Dick Donner and Jim Brooks. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Best Comic-Con ever.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.